It's time for the fly front zipper, and you have the video of a typical fly front zipper, but just not this detail. Okay, so here are your front pieces of the pant. This is the wrong side, and here is piece number H, and it was to cut out, this pattern piece is to cut out 2 pieces of interfacing. They are applied here and here, and press. So remember, on your pattern pieces, you have a notch right there. You can see it. You got a notch right here, and it should line up right beside the interfacing. So right sides together, because you're getting ready to stitch. Right sides together. We are going to baste from the notch point. Baste from the notch point along the edge of the interfacing and stop right at this corner. Let's put a mark right there. All right, so we're gonna stitch, 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 stitch. We're gonna stop right there. Basting stitch, a wide stitch, temporary, because you're gonna take it out. And then 5/8, you're gonna keep going. Regular stitch. So this will be a regular stitch, 5/8 from this point all the way down, okay, around the curve. So you're stopping right at the curve point. So again, basting stitch, stop, change your stitch width back to normal, and a regular stitch, 5/8 all the way around the crotch curve. After your 2 pieces have been stitched, a basting temporary stitch here, a regular stitch on the crotch curve. Let's clip that curve right there. Okay, and clip that. And you can open this up and press it if you like. And then I'm going to turn it over to the right side. Open the seam. Open the pant seam, turn it over to the front, and stitch a 1/8 inch regular stitch. It's a top stitch. Just stitch on the right side of the seam, all the way down, all the way down, okay? On the right side. Stitch right there. Okay, about 1/8 inch of a top stitch. So to place the zipper and get ready to stitch, you're going to place the zipper face down on your mark, and your next stitch will be along the right side of the zipper tape. That's your next stitch. Zipper face down on the mark that you made. Face down, this is your next stitch on the right hand side of the zipper. Here's the thing, only on the fly extension. So face down on the right hand side of the fly extension, on the right fly extension, and then on the right side of the zipper tape, a regular stitch with your zipper foot. Step is, after you've stitched it on the right fly extension, just turn the zipper over facing you, and here's the same top stitch here all the way down. I'm gonna do that again. It's already stitched on the fly extension only. We're still not dealing with the pant. Zipper's face down, you've stitched it here. Just flip it over to the right side, like folding the fly extension, and then top stitch along this seam. Then after you've stitched down, you have a top stitch there. Let's lay the pant back out. If I can get it. Okay, so here's the zipper. Let's hold it in. And what you want to do is just turn it over to the opposite side. And now it's naturally laying on the left fly zipper, fly front, and you're going to stitch going down. Now this is where you're going to get your stitch on the outside of the pant. I'll show you a little trick. Gives you a fly stitch guide, you know, that curved stitch. But here is a surefire way trick. Place your pins in the middle of the zipper tape, very straight along the same grain line point as the zipper. Just make sure, place them kind of close so they make a little train all the way down. And when you get down to the bottom where you're supposed to curve across the bottom of the fly, put a pin there because you're going right to the center seam, which is, you're gonna go about right there. And you're going over to the center seam. Let's see, let's go about right there. You're kind of making the curve line with your pins. So check this out. There's your line. Now you can take your ruler or you can freehand it. Here's your line that you're going to follow. Just follow the pins. If you put them in straight, you can follow the pins. There's your line that you can stitch down, all the way down. Okay, so after you've done your line, should be straight. You may want to use your guide if you want to be sure, but when I put the pins in, I was able to get a straight line to ensure that I'm catching the zipper tape on the other side. So next step, turn on the other side. We want to put the fly shield on. Now you've already prepped your fly shield. You stitched it on the slanted bottom, turned it on the other side, and you've got a fold. And I serged my edge. If you don't have a serger, it's okay. You can zigzag stitch on it just to keep it from fraying, depending on your fabric. And you are going to align the fly shield. Just line it up on the left edge. Okay, let it hit the bottom of the fly extension. Line it up, and then you're going to stitch on the right side. You're going to stitch it on the right hand side so that it stays in place. So stitching the fly shield, I stitched it on the right hand side. I lined it up with the left. Just make sure it covers the zipper, and I stitched it to the fly shield only. I mean to the front fly only. Okay, stitched it there, and then on the other side, you guys have seen bar tacks on your jeans or your pants. You want to do is do a bar tack like right there and right here across the bottom. It does a few things. It gives you stability on your zipper, keeps it in place. So I'll draw what a bar tack can look like. It can be like that, and then you can do one right there. Okay, a bar tack is a very tight zigzag stitch. So say you have a zigzag of 2, a stitch width of 2, and a stitch length of 0.5. Practice one on your same fabric, on some scrap fabric, and see what your bar tack looks like. Some machines have a setting, a button that says bar tack. Go ahead and use that. But if not, a bar tack is simply a very tight zigzag, a stitch width of maybe 2 or 1.5, and a stitch length of 0.5. You are doing a bar tack through all thicknesses. So just put the whole pant in there because you're stitching down through the fly shield. So here and here. It's there and there. And what I'm going to do, if you had a zipper that was too long, which is okay, now you want to cut your zipper off. And I'm going to take my scissors. And the easy way to cut a zipper off is just to cut carefully through the tape. These are not my fabric scissors. These are my utility scissors. And what I'm going to do is put the tip of my scissors through the teeth. Like, don't trust yourself to just cut over the teeth. There you go. Okay. And you can cut it closer if you like, but that's good for now. And then, voila, we're going to take the basting stitch out. That's done. Clean up your threads. And there's your zipper. See? And zip it up, down, and see how the fly shield keeps you protected? And what you want to do is just baste across here, because the waistband is going to take care of this anyway, but you want to baste across here just to keep it in place. Okay, we are done with the zipper. Now let's go on to the front pocket.